Well, I don't see the number moving on there, but I guess it's on. Anyway, this is Honest Jim, and I say hello to all my viewers of my new channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Democrats and Republicans situation over in America, focus on the ones that want to leave. From my comments and discussions and looking at the news and the internet, it seems to be a critical situation. People are always talking about leaving after an election, but this one seems to be like thousands and thousands of people are going to try. And that's not just Democrats. I understand some Republicans are not happy either with the situation that's forthcoming on January 20th. So there's just such a division in America. People don't like me. I'm going to get a divorce. I'm going to break up my partnership. I'm going to lose my friends. I've had enough. I'm exhausted. It's just too much. It's been years and years and years of this, and it looks like there'll be 4 more years and maybe more to bear through. Now, I know a lot of people can't leave, so you'll have to make the best of it. But the thousands and thousands of Americans that are able to leave, I'm talking to you. It seems that both sides are unhappy. There's so much hate out there that it's hard to talk to your friend anymore because they just go off. I got a comment the other day from someone I know that was chastising me for my viewpoint on the election and said that, well, you're over there in Thailand, you don't know anything. Well, nobody's knocking on my door. Nobody's sending me emails for donations. Nobody's sending me texts for donations. And I can pick and choose whatever I want to see and whatever I want to watch on TV, and it's all there. Plus, I have the advantage of Al Jazeera, the Bangkok Post, some of the Chinese and Japanese newspapers, and I'm getting a wide horizon on the news. Not just your basic MSNBC, CNN, Fox, the big 3 that are owned by corporations, and can't help but be biased and trying to get all the eyeballs they can under any circumstances. There's even talk now of Mr. Musk buying MSNBC and turning to the right. We had the left when Obama was here, and now we've got the right. So it comes and it goes, it swings back and forth. But it's gotten to the point where I can see why so many people want to leave. Now the question is, where are you going to go? I'm in Thailand. I've been going back and forth to Thailand for many, many years, as you probably know from my previous videos. I've done a video on how to get your 1-year visa, how to do your 90-day reporting document, and some other stuff. So I'm moving on into what it's like to live here in my future videos. By the way, if you could please subscribe and like me, if you will. I'm very new and I really need the help. I'd really appreciate it. So anyway, you're going to ask yourself, first of all, how am I going to pay my bills if I move to Thailand? Well, you Americans are in for a special treat because only America has the Treaty of Amityville, A-M-I-T-Y. You can Google it for details. There's a basic law in Thailand, like it is in most foreign countries, that you can't come in and do a job and take away or set up a business that will take away work from a Thai. Or you got to hire a whole lot of Thais to help run the company. The Treaty of Amityville came about, I'm not sure when, but I know that when you drive around Bangkok and even some of the other cities on the highways, there's the language on the signboards for directions. On those green boards that are up above you, they're in Thai and they're also in English. And somebody told me some time ago, that's so if under the treaty with America, the general treaty, if the United States has to back up their guarantee to protect Thailand, they have to send in tanks and troops and stuff. They can read English so they know where to go. Okay, so that's why that's there. The Treaty of Amityville, in a nutshell, there's a lot to it, but it can be done. Allows Americans to do a lot of different businesses in Thailand that other countries can't do. So you've got a one-up right there on the competition. So all you got to do is, I would read up on it. You might want to get a Thai attorney to do it if you're really serious about setting up a business, and away you go. This is a wonderful country, lots of opportunity. It was just reported that they're back with their tourism. They had through I think it was September, from January to September, Thailand had 40 million tourists come here. Okay, 40 million. And before the pandemic, I think they spaced out on 60 million. And it's probably going to be more. It's getting pretty crowded in some places, in fact. So there's lots of business opportunities here, and you've got the whole Southeast Asia to trade with. All right, so there's your answer. You can also do an online business or go back and forth and work out of the USA. Your family can come over here. I mean, there's all sorts of options you can use. Another thing you need to know about is we've got that special banking law. A good old America has a banking law that if you have over $10,000 in your bank here, the bank has to report you, and you have to fill out some kind of a document. I don't have to worry about it, but you have to fill out some kind of document, I think, when you report your taxes, that with your banking information, if it's over $9,999. Just be aware of that. It's just a glitch. They're not going to penalize you, or I don't think there's any financial penalty, but it's just a report you have to send in. You can come here for 90 days. You can get a 60-day visa upon arrival if you're from America. Stamp your passport and say welcome. You come in here, and you can extend it another 30 days at the immigration office. I think it's 1,900 baht, which is what, $50, something like that, for another 30 days if you want. So you can really stay here for 90 days on your first visit. Now, what I would recommend is don't buy anything when you come here. Rent. Rent is very reasonable, and there's lots of things for rent everywhere. And I would also recommend that you travel around. You can spend some time in Bangkok. Phuket is overrun by the Russians, but they've got good Russian restaurants and Russian taxi drivers and Russian businesses, so just understand that. Koh Samui is nice. That's another island. It's not so crowded. There's a lot of islands if you want to live on an island. Lots of beaches, lots of places to go. Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai up in the north are very popular. Korat in almost central Thailand, a little bit to the east. I think it used to be the capital. It's a big city. They got big shopping malls and everything's there. You can go up to Nong Khai, a smaller place up by the mighty Mekong River. It's beautiful up there. And we have wonderful air here in Buriram, eastern Thailand. The skies are just blue. Again, as I've said in one of my previous videos, it reminds me of Hawaii, where I spent many, many years. Big puffy white clouds and beautiful clear blue skies. The air up here is very healthy. You could take a vacation. You know, it'd be a good time to leave your company and say, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to go to Thailand. You don't have to tell them that you're anticipating moving. Now, what about the other countries? I want to hit on just quickly. Mexico, all I can say from personal experience is I wanted to visit my friend who's a Mexican chiropractor. I've known him for years, and about 5 or 6 years ago, I called him up. He's in Mexico, and I said, Val, I want to come down and visit. Where are you? And where should I stay? He immediately responded and says, Jim, don't come. It's dangerous down here. They're kidnapping the Americans. They went into Acapulco a few years ago and just, raided Acapulco. He told me not to come to Mexico. Now, you see all these things on the internet where, we've been living there for years and it's cheap and it's good and we love it, and that's fine. But, I got the word from Val and I didn't come. Vietnam, I've been to Vietnam. In my mind, there's two big drawbacks in Vietnam. One is they don't speak English too much. And two, the medical care is okay. Cambodia, way behind the times, very, very influenced by the Chinese. In fact, it's hard for them, in my mind, in my opinion, for the Cambodians to move forward because they're bootlicking with the Chinese. They've got casinos down there. Laos is the same way. Chinese in Laos, big time. So it's hard for these two countries, you know, to get their own sovereignty, you know what I'm saying, going and find their own way. You've got Netflix in Thailand. You've got friendly people. Lots of people speak English. The basic Thai language, you know, right, left, forward for the taxi driver, ordering food. These things aren't too hard to learn. I know about 100 Thai words, and I get around okay anywhere I go. And I put a smile with it, it works fine. Always smile. Another thing you don't want to do when you come here is the defamation laws here are really different. There is no defamation law. Excuse me, I need some water. There is no defamation law in Thailand like there is in America, but there is a defamation law. And that is as follows. Let's say you aren't treated well at a hotel, or you don't like the food at a restaurant here in Thailand, and you put something out on the email, or you put something out on YouTube, on the internet, you might get a knock at your door. Because it doesn't matter here. Truth is an absolute defense to defamation in America. But in Thailand, it doesn't matter. If you defame somebody, right or wrong, you're guilty. So keep it under your hat. If you want to do something about it, figure out a different way to do it than putting it out in public. It really protects the Thai businesses, but you know, if you get a business, it protects you too. Singapore is a wonderful place to go. I can't recommend against it, but you got to have a lot of money to go there. Okay, so that's another place you can look. Where else? I mean, you can go to Europe, you can go to, I don't know, Japan, or any place else you want to go. But I decided to come to Thailand. I've been all around the world. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I've backpacked around the world twice. I've been to many, many, many countries. And I decided to land here, all things being equal. Okay. Now, the government, you're not going to have a hassle over here as a foreigner. Nobody's going to bother you. Nobody's going to ask your opinion. Nobody cares what you think because you can't vote anyway. So you're going to have like an oasis of peace and quiet over here and getting out of all the hubbub that's over there in America. And it's just astounding, you know, what I see from afar. Okay, so the other thing is, you know, you're going to get away from the, you know, the school shootings, the carjackings, you know, the different criminal elements. There's lots of guns over there. It's not a very, I don't know what the word is for it, but it's just not a very peaceful place. It's a tense place to live. It's not like it used to be. I'm 77 years old, and I remember back when I was a kid and I was in my 20s, we didn't have all this stuff, you know, and all the hacking and stealing the bank accounts out of people's computers, and you know, I had been hacked twice over here, once from a Hungarian company and once from a company in California, and I've had to report it. So it exists everywhere. Medical. Bumrungrad, which I just left, and I've got some photos on it, I'm going to do a video on it, is one of the top 5 hospitals in the world, way above anything America has at all, except maybe the Cancer Center in Houston, and there's another one in Minnesota that's pretty premier. But Bumrungrad's got it all. The Saudis go there. They all fly in there from Saudi Arabia, and they can go anywhere in the world. You see them all over the place because they've got the, you know, the red and white checkered headdresses. And they just built an immense new building. It's just a state of the art. I mean, it's such a pleasure to go through there. And they took great care of me, and the price was so reasonable, you know. And if you have a medical problem, you ought to come over here and take a look at Bumrungrad. And if you have any insurance problem, if you got a big deductible, they got cancer treatment, they got plastic surgery, they got a wound center, they've got it all. There's eyeglasses, anything you can think of in the medical profession. Bumrungrad, Bumrungrad, Bumrungrad Hospital has it. You ought to Google that, check it out. So many thousands of people are clamoring to come somewhere, and I think we're going to see an exodus here to Thailand. Plus, people are coming here from England, and we have I don't know, 1 million expats here, something like that, living here full time. You know, lots of Norwegians because they got a lot of money and they can go wherever they want to get out of that snow. So you come on down, you hear, and give it a try. Take a look. You can try the other countries you want, but you've got my opinion. And please again subscribe and like me. I really need the help. So it's Honest Jim signing off. Good luck in your future journeys. Aloha.